All right, so today what we're going to do is we're looking at parallel lines and perpendicular lines. And what we're doing is we're looking at how to determine if a line is parallel or perpendicular based on the slope of the line. So the first thing you need to know is, how can you tell? Well, parallel lines, lines that run side by side, right, look kind of like this. Parallel lines have the same slope. So when you're looking at a line or the equation of a line, you should be able to tell whether or not that line is parallel because it'll have the same slope on both of those equations. That's what you're looking for. If you're looking for a perpendicular line, they have the opposite reciprocal. So the slope is flipped over and is the opposite sign when you're looking at perpendicular lines. And perpendicular lines run through each other, they'll have a right angle, and it's really kind of important. The other thing that you can notice is that horizontal lines and vertical lines are perpendicular to each other, and two vertical lines are parallel, but they have the same slope, but we don't say that. Their slope is undefined. So be aware of that, understand that, but really know parallel lines, they really have the same slope, it's just undefined. So be aware of that. So parallel, this is kind of what you're going to look at, and we have these in slope-intercept form. Well, y equals mx plus b, right? So here's your m, your slope, and notice down here, y equals mx plus b, your slopes for parallel lines are exactly the same. That's what you're looking for when you're looking for parallel lines in this instance. For perpendicular lines, y equals mx plus b. Well, here's my slope. Down here on my other line, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2. They took that 2, they flipped it over, so 1 over 2, and then they took the opposite of it. It was positive, it became negative. That's the perpendicular line for this, right? Okay. So that's what you're looking for when you see this stuff. Perpendicular, opposite reciprocal, parallel, same slope. So we're going to look at a few problems here. It's not going to take a lot of time, but we do need to be able to identify. We need to look at it and go, oh, this is what it should be, and just be able to identify it. What is the slope of the line parallel to the following line? Parallel, same slope. So if I'm looking at this, y equals 2/3 x minus 8, I look right here and I go, well, any line that is parallel to this line is going to have 2/3 for its slope. That's what it is. So here, the answer to this, 2/3. Any line that's parallel, that's what we're looking at. Come down here to 2, y equals 3x plus 4, same thing. 3 is my slope, so any line parallel to this line is going to have a 3 for the slope. Number 3, y equals negative x plus 5, and all I'm doing right here is giving you different examples of how they're going to present it to you. Y equals negative x plus 5, that's a negative 1 right there. So negative 1, any line that's parallel to this is going to have a negative 1 slope. Just look at what the slope is. If it's parallel, it's going to have the exact same slope. Parallel shouldn't be hard. Should be able to recognize that if you've seen slope-intercept form before. Perpendicular. What is the slope of the line perpendicular to the following line? Well, remember, it's the opposite reciprocal. Well, y equals 2/3 x plus 2. Here's our slope. You're going to take the opposite of it, so that's positive. It becomes negative. And you're going to take the reciprocal of it, so you're going to flip it over. 3/2. That is any line that is perpendicular to this line is going to have a slope of negative 3/2. That's what you're looking for. Same thing here. Y equals x minus 2. In front of that x is a 1. Well, it's a positive 1, so you get a negative. And then you're going to flip it over, but that just still ends up being 1. So you get a negative 1/1 or negative 1. So either one of these would work, but it's this one, negative 1. Okay? Y y equals negative 4x. Take the opposite of it, so this is negative, becomes positive, and then flip it over. Well, negative becomes positive, 4 over 1 becomes 1 over 4. Any line that is perpendicular to this is going to have a 1 over 4 slope. That's what you're looking for right now. Okay. We're going to get further into this later, but that's the meat of it that you're looking for. Okay, are the lines containing these points parallel, perpendicular, or neither? So now they didn't give you slope-intercept form, they gave you 2 points. Well, all we need is the slope. We don't need anything else. We just need the slope to determine whether or not they're parallel, perpendicular, or neither. That's all we need. So when you're given 2 points, how do you find slope? Well, you use your slope formula. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We plug them in here. We'll do that for this one, and then we'll do that for this one to determine if they have the same slope, the opposite reciprocal slope, or neither. All right, well, let's just do that. 6, that's a y, right? And if you have to, x, y. And you can label these if you'd like, okay? X1, y1, x2, y2. All right, so 6 goes there, minus, 5 goes there, minus. Minuses are a part of the formula. Then negative 2, negative 9. And because you got so many points here, it might be a good idea in order to do that. This is along one line, this is along the other line. Come in here, click, 6, 7, 8. So you get 8 over, click, 14. And reduce your form. You could reduce this if you want, or you can just go straight here and find out if it's 8 over 14. You probably need to reduce though just to make sure. Becomes 4 over 7. All right, so do the same thing here. 9 minus 0, negative 5, 8, click. Do that right. Get you 14 over negative 8. Oh, look at that. See, I could have stopped right here, and I know, okay? Without any, I don't even have to go here. I can look right here, and I can tell these are perpendicular. Opposite, reciprocal, flipped over. This is positive, this is negative, this is 8 over 14, this is 14 over 8. And I can use that right there. But if I wanted to reduce it, it reduces down to the same thing, 7 over 4, and it's negative. Not a big deal, just pay attention, know your slope formula, don't make mistakes out of your slope formula, you're gonna be fine, okay? Let's do a couple more of these. I wanna make sure we're good at these, okay? So, slope formula, same thing. 7 minus, put the 5 there, that's that 7, that's that 5, okay? 5, 9, 7 minus 5, 2, 5 minus 9, negative 4, reduces to 1 over 2, or a half, negative half. Do the same thing here, negative 7, 9, minus, negative 4, 3, click, okay. 3, hold on, wait. 6, negative, sorry, watch your sign. That reduces negative 1 over 2, same sign, okay? There we go. Yeah, negative, yeah. Parallel, they're parallel. Same slope, parallel. Watch that, okay? Make sure that you see that. And watch this, this is where you're gonna make your mistakes, okay? Once you see this, that they're the same and that they're parallel, that's not the issue. Watch your slope formula, make mistakes out of that, it's very easy to do, okay? Last one, negative 6, negative 9, minus minus, negative 9, negative 2, okay? Click, click, you get 3, click, click, negative 7. Negative 3 over 7. Now do this one right here, okay? 0, 7, 7, 4. You're going to get negative 7 over 3. Did I do that correctly? Opposite reciprocal is what it's got to be perpendicular. They're the reciprocal. They are not the opposite. Watch that. Neither. It's neither. It's not perpendicular. It's not parallel. They're trying to trick you. Okay? Be aware of that. Watch that. This is a really good problem because it looks like it should be perpendicular, but it's not because it's not the opposite. Okay, so watch that. This one's negative, that one's negative. One's got to be positive, one's got to be negative in order to be for perpendicular. It's not that hard because we've been dealing with slope formula for a while now, but just be aware of what you're looking for. In order for it to be parallel, it's got to have the exact same slope. In order for it to be perpendicular, it's got to have the opposite reciprocal. So make sure you know those two things. If you know those two things, you're going to be fine.